It's a beautiful day on the farm today, and to my left, I have a prime example of what $1,500 can get you during a pandemic. Is it possible to get a decent daily driver for what those who bought trucks before the pandemic pay monthly in gas now? No, not really. In the end, this 2001 Oldsmobile Alero is very similar to my childhood car, and you cannot put a price on nostalgia. Unless, of course, you're smart, then you can, but I'm not, so let's move on to what I had to fix from the get-go. I did manage to drive the car home, but the brakes were grinding and sounded horrible the entire way back. Even worse, the oil pressure light started blinking as I pulled in the driveway. And at that point, I was already getting pretty bummed out. The good news is I figured out that fuel filters can cause oil pressure lights, and sure enough, this one looked like it had been there since the 1400s. After replacing that, my check engine light went away, as well as the blinking oil pressure light. The next order of business was getting those rear brakes back in order, and we can clearly see what all the commotion was about. This car came from up north, and the rear suspension and rotors are very, very rusty. After installing some new ones along with pads, things in my rear improved substantially. I also got these rear struts that I just haven't gotten around to putting on yet, and did a quick tune-up. Oh, and I also had to replace the catalytic converter, and that was $200. All in all, I'm in on this thing about $1,800. The issue being that even as a numbers-matching Oldsmobile Alero with theft lock, it's simply not a desirable car. With the rust situation that it has, the most I'm going to get for this is about $1,500, which is of course what I originally paid. My plan is to use these stickers on it such that people might think it's a Ferrari Enzo. I'll share how that goes for me. But until next time, thanks for joining me for another episode of Scott Diesel Garage.